Okay, so today, let's take a journey back in time. We're heading to the ancient Indian kingdom of Kalinga, which was this incredible maritime power on the Bay of Bengal. We're going to dive into one of its most powerful myths, a really timeless tale of love, duty, and destiny that was, believe it or not, written in the stars. And really, at its core, that's what this is. It's a story about a connection so deep, so profound, that it just completely ignores the boundaries between the mortal world and the divine. A romance that was, quite literally, written in the heavens. All right, so let's set the scene. We're in the kingdom of Kalinga. For these people, the ocean was everything. I mean, it was their source of life, their highway for trade, but also a place of immense danger. And when your world is ruled by the sea, your guide and your guardian is the moon. Now, the central figure in all their beliefs is fascinating. Chandra Kumari, the Moon Maiden. The moon, or Chandra, is a major deity all across India, right? But here it was deeply personal. She wasn't some distant, abstract god. To them, she was a goddess-like spirit who actually lived on the moon and personally watched over Kalinga's sailors, controlling the very tides they relied on to survive. You know, every great myth has that one critical moment, that turning point where worlds just collides. Well, for the Moon Maiden, that moment arrived in the form of a hero, a truly terrifying storm and a divine rescue that would change the course of destiny forever. I want you to just picture this. Out of absolutely nowhere, a violent cyclone just boils up from the sea and smashes into the coast. The sky turns pitch black, the waves are churning into this furious, monstrous rage. It's complete and utter chaos. And sailing right into this fury is our hero, a young warrior prince named Neel Madhav. His mission is as noble as it gets. He's trying to save a trading ship that's being torn to pieces by the storm. But his courage, as great as it is just no match for the ocean's raw power. He's thrown into the churning black waves, all alone, and facing what looks like certain death. And just as he's about to sink beneath the waves for the last time, this figure of pure silver light rises from the water. It's the Moon Maiden. She touches his forehead, and a voice that sounds like soft moonlight fills his mind, saying, "You are brave, son of Kalinga. Live, for your land still needs you." The next thing he knows, he's not in some afterlife, he's waking up on the sand as the sun is rising. He's completely unharmed. It's a miracle. The only proof that this divine encounter even happened is a single, shimmering silver crescent mark left right on his forehead. But that rescue? That was only the beginning. It started something, it forged this bond between a mortal and a divine being that would be tested for years by duty and longing. It's a love story caught between two completely separate worlds. And this bond, it grows over a long, long time. For 10 years, Neel Madhav becomes this legendary undefeated warrior, shielded in every single battle by his unseen guardian. It's only after all that time that he finally reaches out and speaks to her, even though his duty to his people would go on for many more winters until peace was finally won. So during a full moon festival, the tide is high, the sky is perfectly clear. He looks up to his protector and asks the one question that has been haunting him for a decade. Why do you save me, yet never stay with me? It's such a human moment, right? A mortal's plea to the heavens. And the Moon Maiden's answer, delivered on a soft beam of moonlight, is both incredibly beautiful and just heartbreaking. She tells him, "I love you, but I cannot walk the earth. I belong to the sky, and you belong to the land." Now, faced with this impossible reality, the warrior doesn't despair. Instead, he makes a solemn vow, a promise that is going to define the rest of his life and seal his legend. He says, "Then when my duty ends, I will come to you." And that brings us to the final act of this incredible story. This is where a mortal warrior's promise to a goddess is finally and magically fulfilled, up there among the stars. So many winters later, a lasting peace finally settles over the land of Kalinga. His duty is done. Neel Madhav walks to the sea one last time, and as the moon's light hits the water, his physical form just vanishes, and in its place, a brilliant streak of light arcs from the waves directly into the night sky. And this, right here, is where the myth gets its lasting power. To this day, the fishermen of that region will tell you that the bright star you can always see beside the moon, that's Neel Madhav, finally united with his Moon Maiden. And they say that when the moon is at its brightest, the sea becomes calm because Chandra Kumari is still protecting the land her beloved warrior served so faithfully. It's such a beautiful way to see the night sky, isn't it? Not just as a collection of stars, but as an eternal story of love and devotion. It really makes you wonder. Every culture on Earth has looked up at those same stars and seen their own stories. So, what stories do the stars tell where you live?